SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flow.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah, from Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah, from Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.
In headlines, SVG bids farewell to its longest-serving Governor General, Sir Frederick. Caribbean countries taking steps to keep out the deadly coronavirus. Hundreds of foreigners evacuated from China, the coronavirus epicenter. And in sports, West Indies go down to New Zealand in under-19 CWC quarterfinals. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
SVG-TV News headlines sponsored in part by Flow.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah, from Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money, yeah, from Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Wednesday, January 29th, 2020. I am Yvesta Boynes with the details. Former Governor General Sir Frederick Nathaniel Ballantyne was laid to rest today. Before his burial at the Kingstown Cemetery, his body was laid in state at the House of Assembly for viewing by officials and members of the general public. Among the first persons to view Sir Frederick's body as it laid in state were the current Governor General, Her Excellency Susan Duggan, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Jomo Thomas, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, and other members of his cabinet. Our news team caught up with some of these persons who shared fond memories about Sir Frederick.
Ever since I was a young man, in fact, he was one of my doctors when I was a very young man. But once I returned to St. Vincent and started practicing law, I would see him on a number of occasions, and he always had a pleasant word to say. When I entered the Parliament, he was also very supportive of me, giving good advice from time to time. He would long be remembered for the work that he did on behalf of the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The ancestors, I'm sure, would welcome him home joyously.
I believe these are the men you don't think should die, because he's a great friend, good businessman, fantastic doctor. I've known him for years.
I remember him as a dedicated Vincentian, very committed person to whatever duty was assigned to him or whatever responsibility he has taken on as a national. I remember him daily as an ardent fisherman. We worked together as when we had a vibrant game fishing association going. We loved to catch a fish together.
Gentleman, a man who, the thing I remember him in a personal way was when he was invested as Governor General. But we've had a warm relationship. His contribution, his humanity. When I had a case of illness in my constituency that had to go overseas for treatment, he was the first person that I called on to help me with the situation.
Members of the opposition were also on hand to pay their respect to Sir Frederick, including opposition leader Dr. Godwin Friday, who said the country has lost a great man of the soil.
Him for so long as somebody who was essentially larger than life, you know, as he's had a tremendous career as a medical doctor, as a business person in St. Vincent, and then of course as our longest serving Governor General. So it's he's somebody who gave tremendous public service. I hope his life will be an inspiration to others to understand the importance of public service and to be ready to do it.
A very sad occasion for us. Sir Frederick was my very good friend. And when I say friend, I mean that. He was like a big brother to me. He would advise me on proceedings in the Parliament with respect to my own conduct and presentation. And there are in fact a number of occasions in which he invited me to Government House to have a chat with me and to receive the benefit of his wisdom and advice. And I treasure that.
Freddie more as a friend because I've known him socially for many years, way before he's been made Governor General. So I remember those times, you know, the social occasions that we have met, many. I am also related to his dear wife, and my heart go out to his family. Especially, I know Melissa was exceedingly close with him.
He was the last doctor to attend to my father back in 1982, and from that time we became very good friends. I've had many a discussion with him, and especially when he was Governor General. And I've always found him to be a frank man, simple man with a passion for helping people. And the fact that he's buried in that kind of box is not a show, or is it accidental? It's a reflection of who he was, a very simple and humble man, and he understood what life was about.
Members of the public lined up outside the House of Assembly building to get inside for a last view of the man who has touched their lives in one way or another.
And we all enjoyed him while he was here. And we know he's in a better place now.
We worked very well together, and that friendship improved apart from our relationship in Layou.
I thank God for taking him to his home. So may God bless him.
I haven't worked with him for quite a number of years as his outrider while he served as Governor General.
I know he was a good doctor, you know, very good man, help a lot of people, you know, very good guy.
I used to work with his father as a young kid at Olive's Hotel. And what happened, I know Freddie was at this island, Young's Island, his partnership. So I went to look for him, but I didn't get to see him. So now I get to see him, so I had to take advantage of it right now.
He was my doctor in the 80s and 70s. And he was a nice doctor, a good, nice gentleman.
Yeah, I just admire the way that he carries himself most of all.
I'm going to pay respect to a very good man. He did a lot of good for the poor people in the country.
I have great respect. I have a lot of fond memories of Sir Frederick, and I will chat to those memories.
Samuel was my cousin, and he died a good man, without fear, and honest, true and honest. When the family go to him, I go to him, and others, he don't take any charges. He just set we free, no money at all, and we always remember him.
Just remember that unique mustache and that smile. He has a very good way of greeting you, and you could have seen, as one said before, the respect in him. He always treated you with respect.
At the Methodist Church, where a Thanksgiving service was held for the former Governor General, an hour-long musical tribute was done upon the request of Sir Frederick. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves paid an emotional, personal tribute to Sir Frederick with a poem.
With a poem which Freddie knew well, Crossing the Bar by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me. And may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea, but such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam. When that which drew from the boundless deep turns again home, twilight and the evening bell, and after that the dark. And may there be no sadness of farewell.
PM Gonsalves said Sir Frederick has left a void and will be dearly missed.
A pearl, a jewel, radiating that which is best among us. You have undoubtedly been a force for good for our nation. You performed your duties with utmost ease and grace. I shall always remember our many conversations between head of state and head of government, between Freddie and Ralph. Your wisdom, your patience, and your calm always impressed me. The good governance of our nation benefited from your gentle and sometimes not so gentle guidance. I miss you very much. I remain pained that your illness caused you to demit the office of Governor General.
Two sons of the former Governor General also paid tribute to their father, remembering him as a great man who played an important role in molding them into the men they are today.
Benjamin Ballantyne, our father, was a man of love. Love's genesis is in God. And whoever lives in God, whoever lives in love, lives in God. Jesus Christ, the Almighty God himself, said that the greatest commandments are to love God and love your neighbor as yourself. Our father lived his life in love. His life exemplified love. He was a humble man who loved his family, who loved people, who loved humanity, who loved his country. Indeed, he was a dedicated humanitarian. As a physician, he impacted the lives of numerous people.
He loved the sea, and he embraced others who had the similar interest. He once approached a junior cook in the kitchen of Young Island, who worked on the boats and had a keen interest in sailing. Dad told this cook that one day he would become a captain. And Dad arranged for an apprenticeship with a renowned captain, after which this cook has now become a captain. Today he owns his own boat. There are numerous other stories where our father saw the potential in others and was a catalyst for propelling them forward. The Chinese philosopher.
In other news, the increasing number of persons with diabetes in SVG is a major concern for the health authorities. Foot care practitioner attached to the Ministry of Health, Sister Janice Oliver Crease, said that she is very concerned about the health complications that are caused because of diabetes, and steps must be taken to reduce the non-communicable disease.
Complication like, it affects the foot, it affects the kidney, it affects the heart, and you can go on and on. But the bottom line of the diabetes in St. Vincent and the Grenadines can be hereditary, and it can be our lifestyle. So for us to really combat, or say to fight against it, we have to pay attention to our lifestyle. Because if it's already in our family, then there are about 95% risk of you really having diabetes. And if it's a lifestyle change, then the individual, or we, the individual, have to take care of ourselves, what we eat and what we do.
The foot care practitioner said that once a doctor prescribes medication, diabetic patients should always follow the regimen to avoid worsening conditions.
Well, I will advise them, because once the doctor prescribes medication for you, you should follow the regimen of the doctor. Because you can't just now leave and say you're going to do your own thing. You come to the doctor, you discuss with the doctor. Doctor, you give me medication, but me going to take the medication here. I boil in my bush. How do you know how much of the bush to boil? How do you know how effective your bush will be to your system? Because, I mean, diabetics don't have all the answer, because there's not much of them to read and research. They just hear somebody say, oh, I use some soursop, or I use some moringa, and then everybody fall in line and they understand. Yes, they may go to the herbalist, and the herbalist might give them other things to use, but remember, they are seeing a doctor. So what you're doing, taking the medication, carry it home and piling it up in your safe, and when it expires, you're throwing it out. And then you come back. So you're seeing two persons, which could be confusion.
Sister Chris highlighted the leading factors of diabetes and encouraged persons to purchase a machine so that they can check their blood glucose level, especially if diabetes is part of their family history. According to the IDF Diabetes Atlas, by 2040, the number of worldwide diabetics are expected to grow to 642 million, representing a potential future healthcare crisis. Social activists says more programs are needed to help create a greater sense of worth among women in SVG. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
News sponsored in part by Flow.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah, from Flow.
Okay, so check this. Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash. 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah, from Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.
Star Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the first St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products to furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the first St. Vincent Bank building. Don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of. One that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. We are proud of the quality and class we have brought to the industry. We are proud for having trained the very first certified embalmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are proud of leading the way in terms of live streaming of funerals online so that your family members overseas could also be part of the celebration of life. We are constantly improving our services. We are driven by customer satisfaction, and we are proud of all that we do.
New Haven Funeral Home.
Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionsSVG.org.
The alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. Social activist and attorney at law Maurice Franklin is calling for more social programs in the country designed to create a greater level of self-worth among women. Her comments are in light of a voice note in circulation of a woman being abused by her lover. The action of the perpetrator has been met with condemnation by members of the public, with some raising questions as to why the victim in question has reportedly refused to press charges. Franklin said both the voice note and comments made by persons criticizing the victim are disturbing and reminds the public that there may be significant psychological implications. Franklin, who is the youth representative for the Caribbean Association for Feminist Research and Action, encouraged the public not to be engaged in victim blaming.
Yes, actually I do, because we tend to focus on programs where we try to ensure that people understand that it's their responsibility to report incidents of domestic violence, but we don't necessarily look at the root causes behind non-reporting, and obviously things like that link back to your own sense of self-worth and your understanding of the need to protect yourself above all else. I would say to them that, yes, while we might be disappointed and considering that this could happen to other young women and not necessarily understanding why persons would choose not to press charges in incidents like this, we should still try to be careful not to engage in victim blaming and holding the victim accountable for the actions of the abuser or holding them accountable for the particular reaction that they may be exhibiting.
Highlighting the legal provisions in dealing with domestic violence, Franklin said while persons feel the law isn't strong enough, engineering social programs may be the best alternative.
Well, I don't really have a lot of experience with criminal law, but I can say that we don't necessarily have those provisions in place. We do have the duty of the officer to inform the victim of their rights to report and to try to, I think they also mentioned that they did try to put her in contact with an appropriate person so that she was fully aware of her rights. But we don't have mechanisms where you can then go forward with charges without the consent of the victim. I'm not sure legal reform is the answer. Like I said, I think it's more to do with our social programming and the efforts that are exerted by our support network, so to speak.
There are many persons who will offer support to victims, and Franklin has some advice for these persons.
I think we should be involved, but we should also just make it a policy to be open to offering support when it's asked for, because it's one thing to say that you're there and you're offering support, but you also have to be aware of the need for the person receiving the support to be ready. So that's why I mentioned programming and trying to put in place preventative measures, so to speak, so that in the event that we haven't prepared our young men to deal with disappointment, we have conversely prepared our young women to understand their self-worth. And yes, I love that you said alleged perpetrator, because we really and truly have no way of proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that yes, this is the person or that is the person. So it's all just allegations until it's proven in court.
The police here have arrested and charged Christopher Joseph, a 46-year-old fisherman of Grenada, with the possession of criminal property. The police say the accused allegedly had in his possession $10,880 EC dollars and $20 US in cash, which he knows or suspects, in whole or in part, directly or indirectly, represents the proceeds of criminal conduct. The incident occurred at the Grenadines Wharf, Kingstown, on Friday, January 25th. Joseph was expected to appear before the magistrate court today to answer the charges. Vincentian Award-winning singer-songwriter Hayden Bilingi is among the nominees for Regional Artist of the Year in the Gospel Music Awards of Trinidad and Tobago this weekend. The award show will be staged in Port of Spain on Sunday, 2nd, 2020. 4 other notable artists, Guyanese Samuel Midas and 3 Jamaican artists, were also nominated in that category. This event marks the 22nd nomination both regionally and internationally for Bilingi between 2019 and 2020. He was awarded Best Outstanding Gospel Artist of the Year in House of Daniel Gospel Music Awards in Nigeria in 2019. Hayden Bilingi's big break on the gospel music scene came when he released his hit single, Feel Him in My Soul, late last year. The song soon became a favorite for fans across the region and is quickly gaining international recognition. Caribbean countries taking steps to keep out the deadly coronavirus. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
That was a local news segment.
The Everready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Everready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Everready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Everready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, the original drink. It's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
LA Unique offers 453-2089.
26 retail shops and restaurants open now for your convenience. At the cruise ship terminal, at the mall.
Would you like like to satisfy all your hardware and household needs in one store? Then come to True Value. We offer ample parking and friendly staff to make shopping easy, enjoyable, and convenient. Come to True Value for all your household curtains, bed sheets, pillows, bath and kitchen towels, throw pillows, housewares, and kitchen supplies. True Value caters to your hardware, electrical, plumbing, and automotive needs, and a wide range of tools. Come and check our toys, stationery, and paints. While you're there, pick up your lawn and garden supplies and patio furniture. You can even have your extra keys cut while you shop in air-conditioned comfort. Our prices at True Value are competitive. True Value, so much more than just a hardware store.
Why not stay in, turn off the alarm clock, and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz? For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses, we're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome to all news from the region. Jamaica is the latest country to issue a travel advisory discouraging people from traveling between the island and China. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton made the announcement at a press conference yesterday. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention says quarantine will not be enough to stop the spread of the coronavirus. We hear more in this report.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says the ministry has taken the virus seriously and, as such, decided to be proactive.
We believe, based on the observations coming out of China, that the travel advisory is the right thing to do at this point in time. And as a consequence, the government has agreed and has put this in place.
This travel advisory means that persons in China who are planning to travel to the island will be asked to remain in China.
Where persons in China who are planning to travel to the island will be advised or asked to remain in China. Where persons who are planning trips to China, whether Jamaicans or Chinese, we are advising them to postpone, at least for the time being, those travel arrangements that they would have made or are planning to make. For persons in transit to Jamaica, our quarantine protocols will be put in place, where persons will either be quarantined in facilities, specially designed facilities, or within their home environment, depending on the particular circumstances.
The U.S. Centers for Disease Control said the coronavirus is increasing in severity and now could be contagious even before people exhibit symptoms, making apparently healthy people possible carriers. Experts advise that it could take up to 14 days to manifest. Dr. Tufton says with that, quarantine arrangements would reflect that consideration.
Meanwhile, in Guyana, the health authorities there are getting set to launch a public information campaign on the virus and step up awareness for Guyanese. We hear more in this report.
Today, Minister of Public Health Paul Lawrence confirmed that there is no case of the coronavirus in Guyana. She, however, stated that precautionary measures are being taken, with the airports carrying out screening of arriving passengers.
As of now, there are no cases reported in Guyana. So I think that should put the smile back on your faces. However, we will be working with the ministry, PAHO WHO, the Immigration Authority, the Ministry of Infrastructure, and other agencies in our attempt to ensure that we are in readiness should a case enter our jurisdiction.
The minister said Guyana remains ready to fight the virus as the country remains knowledgeable of dealing with such an outbreak, stemming from its experiences with previous ones. Various procedures are being followed, and Guyana is also adhering to recommendations from PAHO WHO. The PAHO WHO representative in Guyana, Dr. William Adequo, explained that Guyana has a low risk of anyone here contracting the virus.
In Trinidad and Tobago, Minister of Health Terence Dale Singh says steps have been taken to isolate and quarantine anyone suspected of having symptoms of the deadly coronavirus. He was speaking during the question and answer session in the Senate on Tuesday.
Airports, you don't quarantine people. There's a difference between isolation and quarantine. So at the port, what you will do is isolate if you have a suspected case. So yes, both international airports have isolation capacities for suspected case. If in the view of the clinician or port health, that case is highly suspect of coronavirus, then you will be taken to a quarantine facility. So to answer your question, both international airports have isolation capacity for suspected cases.
He said over 100 flights have so far been screened.
To date, 194 flights have been screened, a total of 14,380 passengers and crew. That is one measure. You also have fixed screening, fixed thermal screening at both ends of the airport, the western end and the eastern end. So handheld, fixed. We have also put up in the arrival hall on the billboard, on the electric billboards, messages alerting people.
The minister said all captains of cruise liners will have to declare any sick passenger or crew member on board to ensure anyone entering the country via the port is also healthy and shows no symptoms of the virus.
So at Point Lisas, we have two handheld thermal machines. Chagaramas and Port of Spain, we have between 2 and 3. King's Wharf, we have 1, and Cedros, we have 1. Now, the major point of concern is not Point Lisas, King's Wharf, or Cedros, or Chagaramas. It is the Port of Spain, because that's where the cruise liners come in. What we have done, the captains of cruise liners have to fill out a declaration. And if they fill it out incorrectly or be untruthful, it's a criminal offense and they can be.
In neighboring Grenada, there were concerns over a chartered flight of Chinese nationals landing at the Maurice Bishop International Airport during the wee hours of Tuesday morning. While confirming the flight arrived on the island, the Minister of Health gave the assurances that everyone on board the flight was screened for the coronavirus both in China and in Grenada.
Private or commercial are monitored and screened. There was a private flight, because I've seen the rumors. I inquired and can assure you that that flight was met by healthcare workers, and everybody on board that flight was screened. And like all other passengers, where there is a point of origin close to China at this point in time, they're consistently monitored while they are here.
He says the risk of a private flight coming into the country with the virus is minimal, as the passengers has not had any contact with commercial passengers where the threat is much higher. However, the necessary steps has been taken.
The flight originated, as far as I'm aware, in Beijing. It is a business. It is, I think, 8 passengers on it. And it's a private flight, so it didn't interact with other commercial passengers or at a commercial port where we would have seen the risk to be much higher. The Chinese officials are also ensuring nobody can leave China without screening as well, private or commercial. And then we also check on this end as well. So it's double coverage. The same with commercial flights.
Hundreds of foreigners evacuated from China coronavirus epicenter. This from the international scene. When we return, stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game.
Now you love Super 6 even more. With more money to the jackpot galore.
Win more, have more fun.
With more jackpot money, Super 6 is my number one.
With the new and improved Super 6 team, the jackpot keeps growing and growing and growing.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6 a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at QCare Pharmacy. QCare leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. QCare Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses. We're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Courier's Distribution Limited.
For over 60 years, we have sought only the best beans grown in the lush hills of the Andean mountains of Colombia. Cold Cafe. We carefully select only the very best beans and roast them to delicious perfection by our experienced roast masters. Cold Cafe. Cold Cafe treats you to one of the finest coffees in the world, available in classic and decaffeinated. A rich flavor and aroma that can only come from 100% Colombian coffee. Cold Cafe. Indulge yourself in our delicious cappuccinos available in classic mocha and French vanilla. Enjoy them hot to warm your soul or cool to cool you down. Either way, they are incredibly satisfying. So go ahead, enjoy Cold Cafe and treat yourself.
Welcome to the international news. Hundreds of people from Japan and the United States are returning home after being evacuated from China's Hubei province. The region is at the center of the coronavirus outbreak, which has so far left more than 130 people dead and nearly 6,000 others infected. The evacuations come as some commercial airlines have reduced the number of flights to China or stopped flying there altogether. We hear more in this report.
After completing an emergency mission, a plane carrying more than 200 Japanese citizens arrives in Tokyo from China. They're among the first foreign nationals to be evacuated by their government from Wuhan, the capital of Hubei province, which is under lockdown because of coronavirus.
I was very worried because the situation changed very rapidly. Honestly, I am quite relieved that they brought us home swiftly with the chartered plane.
Upon arrival, 4 of the passengers suffering flu-like symptoms were taken to hospital. As the crisis deepens, more countries are looking to follow the lead of Japan and the United States and begin airlifting their nationals out.
We have taken a decision this morning to prepare a plan for an operation to provide some assisted departures for isolated and vulnerable Australians in Wuhan and the Hubei province.
In Wuhan, where the outbreak started, medical staff and hospitals are struggling to cope with the number of cases which grows by the day. So, two completely new makeshift hospitals are being built to treat coronavirus patients, with construction workers operating around the clock. And the government is sending thousands of extra doctors and nurses to Hubei province from other parts of China.
I will tell my family the exciting news after I come back. I've not dared to tell them now for fear that they would be worried about me.
In Hong Kong, where there are several confirmed cases of the virus, the government has been criticised for being too slow to react. It's now suspended ferry and train services to and from mainland China indefinitely.
The Hong Kong government has been coming under increasing pressure, with many calling for the border crossings between here and mainland China to be closed completely, which hasn't happened. The partial closure is being welcomed, but there is also a sense that it has come too late and isn't enough.
The transport restrictions will heap more pressure on the economy of this city, which is already struggling after months of anti-government protests.
And that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, we take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Carez Distribution Limited.
Let's go! Turn up the fun!
With Chocolisto and its great flavor, enriched with vitamins and minerals that help you grow.
Chocolisto makes you big and strong.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Weather forecast. Present conditions cloudy, winds calm, temperature 26.6 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 79%. Barometric pressure 13.8 millibars, 24-hour rainfall 0.2 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature 29.2 degrees Celsius, today's minimum temperature 23.8 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:04 p.m. and sunrise tomorrow at 6:31 a.m. The forecast: partly cloudy to cloudy with a few showers. And our synopsis: no significant feature across the island.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Bereavement or loss of life in your family could come as a shock. That's why it's important to always focus on the things that made you happy and the memories that you shared. At Memorial Funeral Home, our warm and friendly staff ensures that your experience is a pleasant one. Our sensitive staff is understanding, caring, and all-knowing when it comes to selecting your underground furniture and the things that you need to celebrate life.
Well, I am a furniture manufacturer and I manufacture
of furniture for all purposes. At this time, I am interested in manufacturing some underground furniture. You can purchase these underground furniture at the Memorial Funeral Home in Mexico.
So call us at 458-8888 or 530-5694 and let's celebrate life.
Welcome to the evening sports. West Indies slipped from a position of strength to a 2-wicket defeat to New Zealand in today's quarterfinals of the 2020 ICC Under-19 World Cup in South Africa. After having New Zealand on the verge of elimination of 153 for 8, needing 239 to win, Joey Field and Christian Clark, number 9 and 10 respectively, the West Indies were upended by an unbeaten 86-run 9th wicket stand that knocked them out of the tournament. Opting to bat, the West Indies lost 2 wickets inside the first 10 overs for 32 runs. However, Kevlon Anderson 33 and Kirk Mackenzie posted a stand of 78 runs. That was followed by a 73-run 4th wicket stand between Mackenzie and Antonio Morris 31 set up the West Indies total. The West Indies were in line to score much more, but Clark and left-arm spinner and Jesse Tashkoff, the New Zealand skipper, combined to trigger a West Indies collapse that saw the Caribbean side plunge from 183 for 3 to 205 for 8 in just 45 balls. The innings closed at 238 all out in 48 overs. The West Indies bowlers then set about the New Zealand batting, setting the team up for a comprehensive victory. The West Indies will now play either South Africa or Bangladesh in the Plate Championship quarter-final. Led by West Indies head coach Phil Simmons and Director of Cricket Jimmy Adams, Cricket West Indies hosted a coaches forum with regional franchise coaches on Tuesday, January 28th, as part of a major initiative to develop the West Indies cricketers and coaches of the future. This forum was the launch pad for the new CWI Coach Education Program, a key part of the new Cricket First strategy and investment plan to develop coaches and players to strengthen cricket in the West Indies for long-term success. Newly appointed coaching education manager Chris Brabazon, international and franchise coaches will be working together to develop a framework as to how all coaches in the region will work and communicate together to improve player development and shape the players of the future. CWI plans to use this forum to start building consistency throughout its coaching pathway from under 15s to international level by identifying current and future playing skills critical for international success and then determining the coaching pathway and education to develop those playing skills. Alexander Zverev is through to a Grand Slam semi-final for the first time after defeating star Wawrinka in 4 sets at the Australian Open. The German 7th seed beat the Swiss 3-time Grand Slam champion 1-6, 6-3, 6-4, 6-2, dropping a set for the first time in Melbourne this year. He lost the first 5 games in only 16 minutes, but bounced back to convert 5 out of 13 break points. Meanwhile, top seed Rafael Nadal was denied a place in the Australian Open semi-finals as Austria's Dominic Thiem rattled the Spaniard with a powerful display to win a 4-set thriller. 5th seed Thiem won 7-6, 7-3, 7-6, 7-4, 4-6, 7-6, 8-6 at Melbourne Park. The 26-year-old, beaten by Nadal in the past 2 French Open finals, missed 2 match points before taking a third to win in 4 hours and 10 minutes. He will now face Germany's Alexander Zverev in Friday's last 4 match. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
Tourism has many benefits to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It creates growth and a boost in economic activities, infrastructure development, job creation, entrepreneurship, and is a source of foreign exchange earnings. Supermarkets and vendors, bars, restaurants, taxis, tour guides, hotels, service providers, and many more all benefit directly from income gained through the tourism industry. Taxes collected from visitors to our country help St. Vincent's economy and its growth. Tourism is everyone's business. Live it, love it, embrace it.
Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah. Live it, love it, embrace it. My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Women's Pharmacy, why choose us? We have all your prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, personal care products, lowest price guaranteed. Located conveniently next to the Bank of SVG on Grenville Street. Opening hours Monday to Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Email us womenspharmacy@yahoo.com. Call us today at 456-2235 or 593-3918. Women's Pharmacy, easy to find and ready to serve you.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses. We're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. There were victories for the Division of Arts, Sciences and General Studies, the Medical Schools Combined, and the Blue Chip Basketball Academy when the 2020 Quick Cash Corp SVG Community College Invitational Basketball Competition got underway at the Arnersville Sporting Complex on Tuesday. The Division of Arts, Sciences and General Studies, who trailed going into the last 3 minutes of the final quarter, came away with a hard-fought 45-41 win over a much-improved Division of Technical and Vocational Education team. Next up on Tuesday afternoon saw the Medical Schools Combined overcoming the defending champions, the RSVG Police Youth Club 35-30 in a gritty battle. The afternoon ended with a comfortable 53-26 win for the Blue Chip Basketball Academy over the Division of Teacher Education. The second round of matches will be played on Friday, January 31st. Joel Embiid starred for the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA on Tuesday, while the Milwaukee Bucks recorded a resounding win. Embiid made his return from a finger injury and had 24 points and 10 rebounds in the 76ers' 115-104 win over the Golden State Warriors. The forward also wore a number 24 jersey to honor the late Kobe Bryant, who made it famous during his glittering career with the Los Angeles Lakers. Al Horford chipped in with a double-double of 12 points and 11 rebounds for the 76ers, who improved to 31-17. Meantime, the Bucks extended their winning streak to 9 by thrashing the Washington Wizards 151-131. Without Giannis, the Bucks had no problems against the struggling Wizards. Chris Middleton contributed a career-high 51 points to go with 10 rebounds, while Eric Bledsoe poured in 34. And that's how we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
The Vallejo Experience. We cater for all of your psychological needs. We promote holistic wellness, balancing the mind, body, and spirit. I am Dr. Giselle Miller, CEO and founder of the Vallejo Experience. Contact us today. We are willing and ready to serve you.
Family store, we sell everything you need for your kitchen and
range of furniture.
Right here at Singer.
Affordable beds and mattresses.
Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store
that gives you the best hire purchase deals.
Right here at Singer.
We'll outfit your home.
Right here at Singer. The #1 family store.
It's us with Singer.
Your home is a long-term investment, including most of its features. So when purchasing windows, ensure to acquire a superior product like Kendra's double-sliding heavy-duty window, optional burglar bars, protective insect screens, rubber-sealed thick glass, stainless steel tracking system and rollers, secure and durable locking system on both panels. Inferior products on the market fail to secure your home effectively. So be on alert for inferior imitation. Key things to avoid are problematic latching locks, a poor tracking system, making daily operation of your windows difficult and sometimes impossible, poorly built insect screens, glued on copycat designs, thin and easy to break glass. Always choose the affordable brand from Kendra's aluminum windows and products, built on a tradition of excellence.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses. We're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
And now for a second look at the headlines. SVG bids farewell to its longest-serving Governor General, Sir Frederick. Caribbean countries taking steps to keep out the deadly coronavirus. Hundreds of foreigners evacuated from China, coronavirus epicenter. And in sports, West Indies go down to New Zealand in Under-19 CWC quarterfinals. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I'm Yvette Boynes. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV's News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Incentions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6, a bigger jackpot game.
Now you'll love Super 6 even more, because every time you spend $6 on Super 6, you get a chance to win 6 times your spend instantly. Wow! That's 6 times your spend of $6 on Super 6 for 6 weeks. Now there's more reason to love Super 6. More money, more money, more money.
More jackpot money, more reasons to play this game. More money for way. Super 6, a bigger jackpot game. Super 6, bigger jackpots, more chances to win.
Why not stay in? Turn off the alarm clock and sleep some more on your perfect mattress from Quartz. For the widest range of mattresses from the world's best brands, the best value guaranteed. Shop today and let our sleep experts help you to decide on the best option to suit your needs. At Quartz, we don't just sell mattresses. We're offering you the best night's sleep. So, sleep in a little on your new mattress from Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
With Flow, win a bag of money, cash out, get a bag of money.
Flow is giving away $30,000 in cash, 2 bags of money, plus $1,000 every Friday.
With Flow is better every day, and now we're making Fridays great. There's 3 ways that you can play. So listen up, top up, $5 or more. Right now, just switch to Flow. Get a plan, 1 gig or more. If you wanna win cash galore. With Flow, win a bag of money. Cash out, get a bag of money. What you gonna do with a bag of money? Yeah, from Flow.
So top up, get a plan, or port now to win. Flow terms and conditions apply.